Hi everyone, I am Fyruz Khan, and today I'm back. I am back with a brand new class. I know it's Friday, but we had to do a class today. So today I have IELTS reading session 4 and the final session. Today's session is going to be a bit long because I'm going to talk about some important things. So yeah, I hope you can hear me. I hope you can see me properly. I also hope that you can see the slides here, which is right up here. Okay. So we will talk about some really important things. Right. So yeah, if all my students are here, just type yes, so that I can start. Let me just check if everyone's here. Okay. so yeah, great. Says the students are here. Okay. So we've done, if you look at again the different types of questions. So in IELTS reading, you will have different kinds of question. So the first six are most common ones: multiple choice questions, short answers, summary completion, sentence completion, matching headings, and objective. We've done all of these. We've already done. Okay. Classification, matching causes of effect. It's like match the following, selecting factors and phrases, diagram. So uh, classification is quite easy. You've done this in the class before, if you remember. You just need to in school. Selecting factors and phrases, it's like options. You select some factors, you select some phrases. It is like MCQ. Today we will do, I feel we should do diagram questions, because diagram questions are very different from all of these. So we will look at diagram questions. But before that, we will also have a look at some important things that we need to look at. Okay. So remember in mind, there are two things that I want to tell you right now. So, for example, when you're reading, let's say, a theoretical textbook, a book that is recommended for your learning, okay? It can be your science book, it can be a biology book, it can be your business core textbook, book that you read for your education purpose, for your studies. For those kind of books, you do intensive reading. Okay, intensive reading means you read line by line, you read word by word, you read with full concentration. Okay, so that's what you do. That's called intensive reading. So when you read intensively, your capability to grasp words are also less, because you're reading slowly, you're reading carefully, you're reading with full concentration. Okay, so it'll be around 200 to 300 words per minute. Okay. Um, and you will also understand, the level of understanding will also be high, around 80 to 90 percentage, around 80 to 90 percentage. Okay. So because you're reading slowly, because you're reading with full concentration, you are going to understand most of the text. Now, with extensive reading is reading for pleasure. When you get up in the morning, you scroll your Facebook page, you come across an interesting article, you open it up, and do you read line by line? No. Do you read word by word? No. What you do is you skim through. So this is similar. This is similar. In bracket, I would write skimming. So to this is similar to skimming. Okay. So you read quickly. And it's for pleasure. You don't read line by line. You just try to grasp and get as much as information you can. Okay. You don't need to read line by line, because you have to read a large quantity of materials. Okay. And your average speed is also going to be more compared to intensive reading. Okay. So it'll be 250 to 500 words per minute. Okay. And your comprehension level, the understanding level will also be less because you're reading quickly. So you may not understand some things in depth. So it'll be around 70%, it is said. So why am I telling you this? What is the purpose? To understand the nature. So when you're doing IELTS reading, mostly this is recommended: extensive skimming, extensive reading where you read quickly. Yes, of course, it's not for pleasure. I'd like to point that out, but um, but you should be able to read quickly, because the main thing is, we have a very a very strict time limit here. That's the issue. Okay, so therefore you are recommended to do extensive reading, skimming. But however, there may be one or two questions where you can be stuck. You may be stuck. In those cases, you can do intensive reading just for one paragraph or two paragraphs, where that, the other day one of my student called me and he said, I know that this answer is in this paragraph, but I really can't understand which one. Then what I did was, I did not read the full passage. I read that paragraph, and that was intensive reading, because I knew that the answer is here. So if you, after reading the paragraph, I'm just saying, after reading the passage, the whole of the passage, you feel that your answer is somewhere here. Okay, the answer is in second paragraph, but you really can't find where. So in that case, you can do intensive reading, because you know the answer is in that paragraph. You're not going to waste so much of time. There are 7-8 lines. Intensive bhabe পড়তে কতই বা সময় লাগবে? Probably 2-3 minutes. So read it quickly and find the answer. Okay, so you can also do that when you're sure that answer to okhane ache. So you can combine intensive and extensive reading. Okay, so extensive has to do with skimming. So yeah, and some common questions that always comes up. That the question was something, and the answer that I found out was also different. You have to be very relevant to the question. Okay. What IELTS will do is they will always try to trick you with trick words, with commas, with punctuations. So try to be relevant. This is why I was talking about intensive reading, because when you read word by word, when you read line by line, it helps you to be more relevant. Okay. Now, you can't use intensive reading for all materials, but of course, if you get stuck in on one or two, okay, so that's you need to be relevant. You also need to understand what is the question asking for. In the last class, I was solving a question, and প্রথমে আমি মনে করেছিলাম the question wanted to an amount or figure. But then when I read the question for the second time, I came to know, no, they're not interested to know the amount or figure, but they're interested to know the authorized body of something. So it happens sometimes. Read the question again and again, and try to understand what the question is asking for. Okay? So there we go. And sometimes if you have to be very specific, be very relevant, and try to understand what the question is asking for. Okay. And one of the key to getting good answers is to get the instruction right. So read the instruction, because in reading, you will always have to answer in 1 word, 2 words, or 3 words. So get the instruction right, that whether you're going to answer in 1 word or 2 words or 3 words. So read the instruction carefully. Okay. So I have seen people writing true and false when they were supposed to write yes or no. Okay, and they got really, really bad grades. They lost 3-4 marks for nothing. I know people writing 3 words or 4 words when they were asked to write only 2 words. So when you defy that rule or law, your answer is going to be incorrect. So let's not make any careless mistake. যদি answer ভুল হয়, That's a different thing. But let's say you know the answer. Now you're supposed to write in 3 words, but you wrote it in 4 words. So your answers are not going to be acceptable. These are the things that we need to constantly keep in mind. It's very simple. Start by reading the instruction. That's it. Read the instruction, how many words, find the keywords, go to the passage, find it. If you can't find it, skim it through, make notes, again, go back. Same, right? So, so these are some common typical problems. Please do not misread. Read the instruction carefully. Stick to the passage. IELTS will judge you on the basis of your writing material, on your reading material. Let's say there is a passage, and fortunately you've read that passage or you know about that subject. Don't get tempted to write more, or don't get tempted to put your own information, because your test will be based on that specific passage, on those specific questions. We don't require your extra knowledge. It's good if you have extra knowledge. It's good. It probably things may be easy for you to understand, but then you don't need to transfer those things in your IELTS exam. So it is not based on your past knowledge. So let's stick to the passage, okay? Let's not put any extra information. This is not a general knowledge test. It's strictly based to the passage, okay? So yeah, classification, note completion. We've done this in the class. We're not going to do this. It's the same thing, okay? If you have any questions, you can put it up here. Or you can also send me a message in the group, or we can also have a phone call chat if you want, right? Okay. I'm gonna stop sharing this screen. Okay. I'm gonna stop sharing the screen, and I'm gonna share. Where is? Okay. Yeah, got it. Okay. Okay. Right. I'm gonna share something different. Right, so we're going to start with diagram labeling questions. Before we start, just give me 1 minute, okay? Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. Now let's start. So we had 1 minute break. Great. Let's have a look at diagram labeling questions, okay? So diagram questions are very different than others, and that's why I wanted to do it. Okay, so you will have a diagram. Simply, there will be a diagram, and you need to answer that. There will be numbers, so you will have a diagram, and there will be numbered blanks. Okay, so let's have a look at the question first. Let's have a look at the question. Let's understand the question. So I will stop sharing the screen again, and where's my Chrome tab? Yeah, okay. Let's have a look at this. Okay, yeah, great, you can see. So on the left-hand side, I have a passage titled Power, and this is taken from book 9, page 70. Book 9, page 70. Test 3, reading passage 2. Okay, so on the left-hand side, you have a passage, and you can see this passage right here. Okay, title Power. So probably this is about tides and how electricity is produced, how hydroelectric power is produced, probably. And there you go, an undersea turbine. So this is a diagram. This is a diagram. A diagram question will be like this. So this is a diagram. See? Okay. So a diagram will be given and there will be numbered blanks. See, 10. Whole tower can be raised for dash and the extraction of seaweed from the blades. So you can see a diagram under the sea. Probably there's a turbine, there's a motor, and there's a system to produce hydroelectric power, right? An undersea turbine. So from here, so start guessing. My first tip is when you look at these headings, tidal power or an undersea turbine. This is a heading for the diagram question. Start guessing an undersea turbine. That means a turbine and hydroelectric motor is under the sea, and they're trying to provide, they're trying to provide electricity. So I can see some fishes here. So it may be about electricity, producing electricity. How does it harm the environment? How good is it? How bad is it? The advantage, the disadvantage, right? So see, I did not even see the question. Can I question Acha already? Sea life not in danger. So I saw the fishes and I started guessing. So the first tip for you guys, write it down. The first tip is start guessing. Okay, start making assumptions by looking at the heading, tidal power, by looking at the headings of the questions and start guessing. It'll open up your mind. It'll show you different possibilities. Okay, and there will be number blanks 10, okay, 11, 12, 13, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 4 blanks. There are 4 blanks that you need to answer. Okay, so we can see a turbine, an undersea turbine. We can see some fishes. So and then start reading the question. Whole tower can be raised for dash and the extraction of seaweed from the blades. It's the same method that you're going to use. Read the question and find the keywords. Raised, okay, extraction, seaweed, blades. So these things can be your keywords, okay? And then go back to the passage and find the answer. Be specific. You try to find the exact paragraph, because if you look at the words like extraction or seaweed, blades, if you can find those in one paragraph, you will know that this answer will be in that specific paragraph. Once you find the paragraph, it becomes easy. Then you can intensively read it. You can read it aloud intensively, slowly, and it'll give you the correct answer. The chances of getting wrong will be minimal. Okay? Especially abroad, listen to me properly. So in the last class, you found the specific passage, which is excellent. You found the specific paragraph, actually. And from there, don't get nervous, don't get hyper. Start reading line by line. Okay, and you will get the answer. So same with diagram questions. Diagram questions can be sometimes very easy because it's more visual. It gives you more ideas. Okay, air bubbles result from the dash behind blades. This is known as, so your keywords here may be air bubbles, blades, and this is known as. So probably this is a process or a name of some procedure. And if you look at air bubbles behind blades, if you look at these keywords, you will easily find the answer in the passage. ওই প্যারাগ্রাফটা বের করার চেষ্টা করো, নির্দিষ্ট প্যারাগ্রাফটা, নির্দিষ্ট স্পেসিফিক প্যারাগ্রাফটা, যে এয়ার বাবলস এটা ব্যাপারে কোথায় লেখা আছে, ওইটা বের করলে তুমি আনসার স্পেসিফিকলি পেয়ে যাবে। ওকে, so 2 blanks in one question. Air bubbles results from the, okay, so where does the air bubbles come from? And if you can see, the air bubbles are, confined to this area, this windmill area where you have this fans, okay? So probably they generate from the, I don't know, turbine or fans. So I don't know the answer, but I'm just guessing because I can see the bubbles confined to this area. I'm making an assumption. It may not be that. It may be something very, very different. But there's no problem to guess. Sea life not in danger due to the fact that blades are comparatively, okay? So I made a guess when I saw the fish that sea lives may be danger because because they're trying to produce electricity underwater. But here they're saying that it's not in danger because the blades are, so probably the blades are specially made into something or customized so that the sea life is not harmed. Okay, so it seems quite easy to me. And it's very visual. So let me go back to the slide for a little bit. I just want to see if I've missed anything. If I've missed anything. No, I haven't missed anything. Yeah. So there we go. So the first thing that I do is I would look at the headings. An undersea turbine. Reading a passage যখন পাবেন, reading এর heading টা tidal power. Oh, it is about probably hydroelectricity, how electricity is produced in seas, oceans. It's about that. It may be about the good things, the bad things. It can be about the technology required. It can be about how sea lives are affected by these kind of things. So write it down. So you're assuming. When you're assuming, it gives a lot of possibilities. It gives a lot of ideas, right? So the first thing, write it down. Guess, assumption. Okay, predict. Then you also have a title here, an undersea turbine. So there's a turbine undersea. Okay, and it's about producing electricity. There's power. How is it set up? Its advantages, disadvantages. It can talk about the technology, the different materials. It can talk about the undersea wildlife, right? So yeah, there we go. And then it's the same process. Find the keywords, go back to the passage and find those keywords. Make sure you focus on a particular paragraph. So a keyword যদি ওই প্যারাগ্রাফে পাও, then ওই প্যারাগ্রাফে আনসারটা থাকবে, ওই প্যারাগ্রাফে বা তার আগের প্যারাগ্রাফে বা তার পরের প্যারাগ্রাফে, এর চেয়ে বেশি না. Okay, so because when you just focus into one paragraph, it's easier to find the correct answer. Okay, one more thing that I'd like to say is that it's a chance, but there is I went to a seminar arranged by IDP IELTS, and some of the candidates, the trainer did not tell me, but some of the candidates were talking about tricks in reading, and one of the participants there interestingly said, answerটা প্রথম 3 লাইনে থাকবে বা লাস্টের 3 লাইনে থাকবে প্যারাগ্রাফে. And sometimes it happens. So in your passage, if you find the paragraph, read the first 3-4 lines and then read the last 3-4 lines. You will see that somewhere it'll be there. Okay, but this is a risky advice. But then you can, once you found out the answer, you can check your answers like this. Okay, you can read the first 3 lines and the last 3 lines. Sometimes the paragraphs confuses you with multiple subjects, but ending or starting to actually saying take, that this passage is about this particular thing. Okay, it'll especially help you with matching headings with paragraph, where you constantly, where you can read the first 3-4 lines and you can read the last 3-4 lines, and you will understand what the paragraph is about. Okay, so yeah, there you go. This is diagram for you. No more than 2 words. Read the instruction, please. No more than 2 words. Okay, no more than 2 words. That means it's going to be 1 word, 2 words, or not more than that. Right. Thank you very much. Great. It was a great class. I think reading, we've done, reading is over for now. Lots of practices are required. The more you practice, the better it is. So, if you have any questions, you can put it up here. We can also do a group chat if you want. Your homework will be this. So it's page 70. Page 70. It's reading passage 2, test 3. The name of the passage is tidal power. Tidal power. Reading passage 2, test 3, page, not 70, it's actually page 67 to 70. There's some matching headings, there's some MCQs, true, false, do everything, and there's a diagram questions as well. The more you practice, the better it's going to be, right? Great. We will finish the class here. We will end the class right now. I hope you had a good class. If you have any problem, any additional questions, let me know, right? Thank you very much. I'll see you soon in the next class.